mean, here's a guy who was supposed to be driving for his uncle, right? He was a captain in the family. And he had all his Lone Shark in action. He was taking all his money in and giving it to him. That was enough responsibility for him and enough to do. But that wasn't enough for Dominick. Dominick was off running with a guy named Buzzy from New Jersey.
Right.
Doing extortions up in New York in all these clubs, whacking the shit out of people, and taking money off them without his uncle's knowledge. And then every other day going to the Gemini Lounge with this crew that he wasn't supposed to be hanging out with. Of course, Nino didn't want him hanging out with Roy and those people.
Oh, really?
Oh, no. That was taboo. But he was doing it every day. I mean, it was Dominick that picked up the information about Harvey Rosenberg going to Florida and using Roy DeMeo's name in a big drug transaction. And it was him that found out about the Cuban involvement and the subsequent murder of 5 people coming up from Florida.
Right.
All because of this kid, Harvey Rosenberg. And then they find him whacked. That was my case again.
Right. Yeah, he told me that.
He obviously wasn't killed right where he was. I mean, they didn't even bother taking his leg and putting it on the other side of the console. He had one leg on one side of the console, one leg on the other side. And the car was riddled with machine gun bullets. And later we find out from Dominick and then from Freddie Deneen that they killed him in a Gemini, put him in a car, drove him over to Floyd Bennett Field, screwed the car up with machine gun shells and then threw the machine gun off the Marine Parkway Bridge, make it look like the Cubans did.
Right. He said it had to make the papers. Because he said he's the one who squashed that whole beef.
Well, he made them aware of what was going on, so they were able to overcome a battle between the Italians and the Cubans. Could have been bad.
Yeah. Well, he told me about that story how Roy whacked that guy. Some vacuum cleaner salesman came up to his door and he chased him to Long Island and shot him.
There were a lot of, unfortunately, there were a lot of wise guys that got killed, but there were a few innocent people that got killed in this thing. They should have never got killed.
Yeah.
You're talking about this kid Rigucci from Long Island.
Right.
And then there was Sherry Golden, who happened to be with a guy named Quinn, who was a car guy. And they whacked him, and they had to whack her because she was outside. There's a few innocent people here that got killed. They should have never got killed. You do what you do, you take your chances. But why kill innocent people?
Right.
But for the virtue of letting a witness go, you're going to go.
How was it? He said that you had told him at some point, that it was very hard. You had to go to all these different families and tell them, your son's dad.
Yeah, the hardest one for me was Mangiatori and Scatoro. I mean, they were a very decent Italian family. Their 2 sons were in the car business, and they used them as a shooting gallery in their car place. There were 5 or 6 shooters, shot them all up. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that must have been tough to have to go and deal with that stuff, huh?
Mrs. Golden, the mother of Sherry Golden, another heartbreaker. There was a lot of heartbreaking stories there, but this is the field of homicides. That's part of it.
How did you deal with that? How does that affect you? I mean, does it still?
Nah, you get different ways of handling it. You just you try to make light of it. It's tough. You know what? And the worst thing you want to do is bring it home to your family.
Right.
Which I never did.
How did you not do that? I mean, you just made a conscious decision.
Diversify yourself from that aspect of your life. You leave the job at the job. It had its toll on me because the result is my daughter becomes a cop. She marries a cop. Something that you really don't want to happen, but it happens.